I think Barry might surprise some people. He's an amazing human being.
Thank you so much for joining me. And as you mentioned, it's been a crazy couple days. We're coming off the Dancing with the Stars cast announcement for season 32. Peta, how are you feeling going into the season with Barry?
I'm I'm feeling confident. I think Barry might surprise some people. He's an amazing human being. I'm thrilled because I've just had another baby too. So I feel like he's the perfect partner for me this season. We're not going too crazy with the rehearsals. We're just, taking it chill, and he's just been amazing. Just a really nice person to spend 4 or 5 hours a day with. That's that's what you really hope for, truly, like to be in a room with somebody who you really like. And I really like him.
Oh, that's so good to hear. Were you both Brady Bunch fans before, or have you done any like binging since you've been paired together?
I need to go back and rewatch some, but I definitely watched it in Australia. It was huge in Australia. Um it was it was something that I watched like on the weekends. My mum and dad would let me. And Greg Brady, he was a stud back then. I mean, he was the oldest, the hottest brother, so can I say that?
Yeah, I think we all agree. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Max.
so great. So I feel kind of privileged to be with him.
There's some iconic figures that I'm not, I'm too humble to be jealous of. So, so
Yeah, exactly.
this is
Well,
one of them. Plus, I met him. He's a nice gentleman. So,
so it's okay. Yeah. Well, Peter, you kind of alluded to this a second ago, but you're going into the season like postpartum. How is this going for you? How are you kind of ramping back up to competition mode this way?
Well, I definitely had to train in the gym prior to getting asked back for the show. I went back to the gym, I think, after a month of being at home, and I really had to work hard for it. It's definitely not easy, especially the second time round. Just takes a little more time, a little more effort the second time round. But I'm feeling great. I'm feeling super positive. Just I've got my energy back. I'm ready to dance. And yeah, I don't know, I feel great. Some people just go, how are you doing it? Why are you doing this? And I spent the most incredible 9 weeks with baby Rio, and I'm obviously still spending time with him. It's just 4 or 5 hours a day that mama's away. But I think it's good for us to get out, do what we love to do, then come back refreshed for being a mom.
Yeah, absolutely. And Max, I'm sure that you've been supporting PETA and your family all the way through this crazy time. Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, our job is stay nearby and be available. Not, we're not doing anything the way normal people do. It seems like our couple just loves to test things out, and I've been without a day off for like 4 months at the same time.
Yeah,
Um, Actually opened a brand new project a week before we had a baby. So I mean, it's been nuts, and it's not gonna stop
Crazy.
until probably first week of December.
Yeah.
So we have a long way ahead of us, but it's been a blessed year. I don't know how else to say it. I'm not the guy to use the B word a lot, but you have to pay homage to something out there, because we all had a moment when we was like, well, is this ever going to come back? And so
right.
to be in a position to be active, to be working, to have the expansion of the family. I mean, we are lucky, by all stretch of imagination. So it's been hard. It's been really active and really physically sort of enduring time. But I'm very proud of Peta. I'm just proud to be part of what she's doing and how she's doing it. So my job is simple, is just to help her out
Yeah. Well,
and
and
get
I
my
know, but you're,
get my
yeah.
oldest some breakfast. So this is gonna come in a second.
That's the most important job of all. Yeah.
That is the most important job. People don't realize it's one thing you have to have kids, it's another thing to have kids while you have kids. Then the whole story changes. And so that we weren't really ready for. When they say it's the same afterwards, it's even easier the second time. It's different.
They say from 1 to 2 is harder than 2 to 3. And I don't know what 2 to 3 feels like, but from 1 to 2, I can attest to that is
it's very
a
hard
big jump.
But also 2 to 3, you just have another personality, and it depends on how good of a parent do you want to be. Do you pay a lot of attention, or do you like, what, it's already too much, let them just not kill each other. So no, we're trying to be super involved and really, really up there on a parenting board.
I was going to ask, where do you get the energy to do all of this? How are you managing to get up every single day and do all of these things all at once?
Peter developed photosynthesis. She's now like a plant. She gets energy from the sun and it keeps her moving. That's a no.
Very impressive. I'd like to have that if you want to pass along your secret.
No, listen, I think, actually moving my body, dancing, being active like that is actually a good thing for me. And that keeps me busy. It keeps me super just entertained and with all the energy in the world. So
yeah. Well, now I'm curious, looking at all the other pairings going into this season, do you have someone who you're like, ooh, they're my biggest competition, or ooh, I think they could maybe take it if we don't?
Honestly, I mean, everyone can be competition, number one. Number two, I feel like Barry's in a league of his own. He's, can I say oldest contestant without sounding rude? He's in kind of his own
Why do you have to
category.
Rude? Just be factual.
No,
he's the crooner of the show.
He's the crooner,
and he's in his own category. And Peter doesn't think of it this way, but I have an outside sort of bird's eye view opinion. I love the fact that he's by himself, the category of his own, so he checks out the box that no one else in the show does. I think she's too humble, but I think he's going to be a dark horse in this competition for sure. I think the couple of Barry and Peta are going to be that couple. I believe that very strongly. So mark my words, I'm putting it out there.
I love it. I mean, what more iconic person to bring on with you this season? I think that there is a really big possibility of getting a ton of fan votes too. Are you guys going to do anything special to kind of reach out to your fans, bring those votes in?
I mean, just the usual stuff. I think, social media, just be on Instagram all day, just really kind of plug it into people, our phone number, our texting number, and all that good stuff when we start performing. But I do think that he has a solid fan base. I do, and that's kind of like our core demo that watches the show. So we will see. I'm not gonna just see how it goes.
Wait, we haven't even gotten to the premiere yet. Yes.
Right.
Now, I am curious if there are any of the other pros who, as you've been watching them put things together and choreograph in recent seasons, you're like, okay, like I'm really enjoying what you're doing or in what you're bringing to the season.
Yeah, everyone brings something different. Everyone has their own style, their own flavor that you can kind of recognize when you see like a dance come to life. I love Daniela. Karagash, she is an incredible choreographer. I love what she does. I love how she teaches. And I think she really gets the best out of her men that she dances with. Yeah. She would be my top.
Wonderful. Well, I mean, you've got all of this crazy stuff going on. I'm so excited to see everything that's coming up for both of you. But I know you're also taking time to celebrate these special moments with your family and with your loved ones. I know Hallmark and Venmo are helping you do that. Can you tell me a little bit about your partnership with them?
Yeah, I mean, we've partnered with Venmo and Hallmark. I first, before we partnered with them, I think their partnership is incredible and incredibly convenient. This combination of something special, we always forget that there's also the convenience factor that adds to the special, right? Because we all buy a card in a rush, really. We're not really, I don't know anybody who puts in let me take an hour of my day to go get a card and really be special. So we try to do this really fast. And a lot of times the wife would be saying, hey, did you get, the cash for the card? Because we're on our way to that thing that, somebody's celebration. This is an incredible way to avoid all this hassle and potentially showing up, quote, empty-handed, because there's a lot of celebrations that I come from. When you show up to a gathering place, a restaurant, whatever, it's almost like, an unwritten rule that in the envelope you bring what your meal would be worth, sort of thing, right? So you pay for yourself, and you run out of cash on the way there, you're already late. It's very embarrassing. So for me personally, in my experience, this partnership of Venmo and Hallmark is brilliant. It's so easy. It's incredibly easy to add that money to that particularly personal message. Peta is all about the message. This isn't because we're here. She makes me write stuff.
He never wrote me cards before.
I'm all about the present. I'm all about the value.
I started dating, and he would buy me some presents, and I would always wonder, where's the card? Like, why haven't I got a personal note from you? Like that hits me to my core. Like when you write me a personal note, a card, whether it be birthday, anniversary, if it, to friends for a wedding or something like that, to me that means more than the present. So
to me, the card was always just a vessel for cash. It's just what you bring cash in. So it's not like, here you go, here's a couple of hundred.
So truly, this Venmo and Hallmark partnership is a first of its kind. It has literally a QR code on the inside of the card, and you scan it and the money goes into the Venmo account, and it is just so convenient, so easy, and such a cool way of doing it, because you get to have the personal note and the convenience of having cash in your account. It's just like the partnership is amazing. So we're thrilled.
Yeah, we love doing stuff with entities that are organically part of our life. It's a beat up word, organic, but we don't want to lie to people, and promote something we don't actually use. This is one of those. It's not a food that you may or may not like. Who does not write cards for celebrations? Who does not want to add something special to it? And not a lot of times, people don't handle cash very well. So I think this is brilliant. 2023, we're all on our apps. We all got our phones. It's very easy to transfer things amongst friends. And I think this is perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, maybe you can pick up some and distribute them to the other teams when you win the Mirrorball this season, Peta.
Yes.
I will do it for you.
Okay.
It'll be a salty, like, thank you for your participation. Here's some Venmo for your loss.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys have up your sleeves. I can't wait for season 32, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me this morning.